home, sweet home. And what a homecoming. One word, Butler. What's the word from Falcons country? Still flying high? Emotional high at Wickersham Stadium. How about it, Yellow Jackets? How about that volleyball showdown? Jamming the gym in style. Scoring in style for the soccer teams? And then some.
I'm Kylie Journey, homecoming queen at St. Albert, and the Bluffs Sports Zone starts right now.
Hello, I'm JJ Davis, and welcome to our latest edition of the Bluff Sports Zone. It's about time. That's all I gotta say. The football team finally gets a shot at playing in front of the home crowd, and it couldn't have come at a better time. Unranked Iowa Western. That still sounds a little weird, doesn't it? Unranked Big Blue looks to take the bark out of Butler. Now the Grizzlies come bursting into the Bluffs at 2-0 and ranked second in the nation. Get the picture? The Reavers, a little shot at payback after losing at the Butler last year, and an opportunity to propel themselves back into the top 20 where they belong.
Home sweet home never sounded so good for the 1-2 Reavers. Iowa Western welcomes the undefeated number 2 in the nation, Grizzlies of Butler. First drive for Bucco, and the dark side bends but doesn't break. Tailback Kevon Abrams stops short of the goal line. Grizzlies attempt a short field goal. Chris Diddle's kick goes wide right, still scoreless. Later in the first quarter, visitors again. Backup quarterback David Israel is picked off by Idaho safety McKelty Williams. The freshman leads the D with 11 tackles on the day. Late in the quarter, the Reavers' A.J. Bush across the middle to Nick Easley. The refs rule it a catch and fumble. Butler recovers and gets it back at their own 39, but fails to score on its ensuing drive. Scoreless after one. Next quarter, linebacker Shaq Jones blows up the run in the backfield. The sophomore captain, 7 tackles and a blocked field goal. Reavers get it back a little later. Running back Lorenzo Pratt breaks out a big run.
Lorenzo into open space. Lorenzo Pratt turns and spins, still on his feet to the 30.
Number 2 races 40 yards and gets all the way to the Grizzly 19-yard line. But the offense can't convert and turns it over on downs. 8 minutes left in the half, still scoreless. The dark side comes through. The Israel pass is tipped to Daniel Ezegwu. The redshirt sophomore dances down the far side for the 18-yard pick 6. Home side ahead 7-0 and has all the momentum. Very next Butler drive, Luke Warden busts through and blocks Joe Stevens' punt. The big man can't quite get the handle on it, but recovers at the 3-yard line. It sets up A.J. Bush from the 1 for the quarterback sneak touchdown. Iowa Western heads into the half up 14-0. Back from the break, and the Reavers come out blazing the turf as Pratt says, "See you later, fellas."
Sprung loose. Lorenzo, can he beat the man? 30, 50. Back to the other 30. Still one man defeated. Octavius Morgan trying to bring it down. He can't.
The redshirt sophomore tears off an 87-yard touchdown run. Pratt finishes with 181 on just 13 carries. Idub skinning the Grizzlies 21-0 in the third. The offense cannot be stopped in the second half. Andre Nunez to DeAnthony McGriff. Nunez finishes 9 of 14 for 114 yards and 2 scores. Big Blue gets to the 1. Marquise Hallback punches it in. On to the fourth quarter. Reavers now up 28-7. Nunez drops back, takes the risk, and gets the reward. And McGriff does the rest. 45-yard scoring play. The game starts with a pick 6. Why not have it end with one as well? Russell Jones snags it and runs like a receiver down the sideline for the coup de grace. 58 yards to the house. Iowa Western scores 21 points in the final frame to blast Butler 49-7.
You know, we met at halftime, and there were some things that we knew we could do. There were some plays that we maybe were there in the first half that we didn't make. And then coming out in the second half, we executed a lot better. Pratt broke a huge run on for our first touchdown of the half. That was huge. And then after that, it was all up from there, I guess.
The vibe in practice was pretty much not to get carried away from that first win, our last win, and just carry the momentum and keep it going. Increase the focus, increase the effort, because that's what you can control. And if you do all that, the game comes easy, and you pretty much play fast.
Defensively, like I said, they take that as a challenge, and that's the way we motivate them. You know, everybody, this is the number 2 ranked team in the country. Their tailback just rushed for 244. They got all, you know, this offensive line, this, that, and our guys step up to the challenge.
Rush on the play by Tobias Moss was number 6. He hauled it in.
You know, we need a good one. It doesn't have to be a statement game. Coffeyville's a good team. They're going to be ready to go. We need to play well, and if we do, I think good things will happen.
Iowa Western is now 4-1 all-time in meetings with the Grizzlies. The Reavers are at home again against the Coffeyville Red Ravens next week. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Joel Devitt.
So what do you think? I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, a safety might decide the outcome. I mean, because after all, we've had 5 in the first 3 games. Not even close. Look at that, 49-7. Big Blue sends a message to the rest of the JUCO world. Lorenzo says bingo, 181 yards, just 13 carries, including that 87-yard blur. Andre Nunez, couple of TD strikes. Now tell me the dark side hadn't been kicking butt and taking names. Mighty Butler, just 234 total yards. The Reavers force 5 turnovers, so all is well in Iowa Western world. Big Blue wins its 33rd straight home game dating back to 2010. Now that's more like it. Next up, another homer against Coffeyville. Showdown time indoors as well. The 4th-ranked volleyball team serves it up against the invading Warriors. But first up, does the St. Albert juggernaut roll on when we come back?
At Council Plus Savings Bank, you still get personalized customer service.
We have identity-safe checking with LifeLock, identity theft protection.
You get personal mortgage lending to fit your needs now and in the future.
You get business banking with the latest technology because saving you time saves you money.
At Council Plus Savings Bank, you get people who answer when you call and local employees who are actively involved in our community. Council Plus Savings Bank, hometown banking the way it used to be.
Yes, I am.
Give it to him hard.
No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stab me with it? No.
They want to help, but don't know how.
Oh,
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
This portion of the Bluffs Sports Zone brought to you by Cutler O'Neill Meyer Woodring family-owned funeral home, serving Council Bluffs in southwest Iowa for over 100 years.
I don't know. I'm thinking the Falcons have a good shot at the Dome this season. I mean, just the way they've kicked things off, I got a feeling. Try 3-0. Not conceded, just undefeated. Fourth-ranked St. Albert back home for the third time in its first 4 games. Now, the Birds put up 43 points alone last week in the first quarter. In the first quarter! So what are they going to do for an encore? Here's IDUB TV student, Mr. Wired for Sound, Colton Emsweiler.
It's homecoming week at St. Albert as the Falcons host the Southeast Warren Warhawks. Opening drive, Eli Finn the motion man. And quarterback Luke Waters hits Finn for one of his 4 completions, a 21-yard gain. 3 plays later, the homecoming king, Danny Cook, with his only carry of the game, punches it in from 3 yards out. The home team is on the board, 7-0. Ensuing Warhawk drive, Bryce Hall's punt is blocked by Danny Cook for a safety. St. Albert goes up 9-0. After a St. Albert touchdown makes it 16-zip, Warren looks to punt it away again, and again another safety. 18-0 Falcons. The student section loves it, especially when Luke Ronstall runs it in from 17 yards out. 25-0 Birds. Late in the first quarter, would you believe another safety? 3 times in the first 12 minutes. The visiting head coach is not a happy camper. All St. Albert 34-0 after just 1 quarter. 7 Falcons find the end zone as the Birds demolish the Warhawks 55-7.
You know, you always remember 2 games you play. You remember your first game and your homecoming game. So this is a big win for our seniors. I thought that they challenged themselves to play well in practice this week, and that carried over into the game with us a little bit, and I thought we had a good performance.
I got great teammates and great coaches that always put us in the right positions and always have my back, and just great to be a part of the SA community.
St. Albert has outscored their opponents 164-32. For the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm Colton Emsweiler.
Thanks, Colton. Now, what about the 6th-ranked Class 4A team in the state? You know, winning on the road at any level is always tough. The Titans lead town for the first time this season. And say what? The game against Sioux City East canceled? That's right, due to bad weather at Olson Stadium on the Morningside College campus. Rain, lightning, delayed kickoff a couple of times. Finally, officials just threw in the towel around 8 p.m. Now, the game will not be rescheduled. Both teams will play an 8-game regular season schedule. Next up for the Titans, another road trip to Des Moines to face Urbandale. Next to TJ. Now, the Jackets win their first, drop their second, and then lose that track meet to rival AL last week. Next up, a winnable game against a winless opponent. Here's IDUB TV student, Mr. Smooth, Daniel Kingery.
Thomas Jefferson comes out with a surprise for the Wolverines of Sioux City West. TJ starts things off with an onside kick, recovered by the Jackets. Ensuing drive, Tyler Moore punches it in, 8-0 home team. Later in the first quarter, up 16-0. TJ recovers another onside kick. Minutes later, Cole Hornbarger punches it in from 5 yards out. Thomas Jefferson leads 24-0 after 1. Second quarter, it's the Cameron Baker Show. A 68-yard touchdown run. The sophomore finishes with 267 yards on just 13 carries. TJ leads 45-0 at the half. Third quarter, once again, it's the Cameron Baker Show. Number 11 steps out around the 30-yard line. A few plays later, Mitchell Flowers with the QB sneak. Yellow Jackets clobber SC West 52-16.
Well, we wanted to show that we could play better than we played last week. We really wanted to make amends for that and build some confidence after last week's game, and we came out and did that early.
To be honest, I don't really know. I just kind of saw a hole and I took a chance, and I held that corner. He just kept getting sucked in every time, so I knew if I could beat him outside, and just working for him every time.
The Yellow Jackets win for the first time on the new field. TJ has racked up 85 points in its last 2 games. For the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm Dan Kingery.
Thanks, Daniel. How about the Lynx? AL wins on the road in overtime, 26-20 over SC North. And talk about a 2-minute drill, my man Lanny Herzog ties it with a 40-yard run. The D side then stuffs the Stars in overtime on both 3rd and 4th down from the 1-yard line. Wow! And then the human bulldozer, Jasper Stottlemyre, rams it in from 10 yards out to win it. So way to go, Abraham Lincoln. Congrats to John Wolf and his staff. The Lynx even up at 2-2. What's the score from the pitch? Reavers on the road, jamming the gym at home, killing it on and off the court. After the break.
Body language. Without saying a word, it can tell you so much. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
For more than a quarter century, thousands of Southwest Iowa athletes have relied on this team, Jenny Ed Sports Med. Their sole focus is to prevent, diagnose, and treat your sports injury. They even partner with the surgeons at Ortho West, ensuring you get your own exclusive roadmap back to action. Methodist Jenny Ed Sports Med invites all Southwest Iowa athletes to its free walk-in clinic, open every Saturday morning, August through October. Jenny Ed Sports Med.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't, because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Jack Frost, you do have beautiful teeth.
My what?
Are they really as white as they say? Yes. Oh, they really do sparkle like freshly fallen snow. This is an excellent example of what teeth should look like. Check out the iridescence of that incisor, the beauty of that bicuspid, the magnificence of those molars. And the best way to achieve such terrific teeth is brushing. 2 minutes, twice a day. Not 30 seconds, not a minute 45. 2 minutes. That's all it takes. They're beautiful.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to Energy Star light bulbs, and you'll realize just how much cash you are really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
Council Bluffs is a growing, vibrant community. It's becoming a modern 21st century community.
We will be the largest free Wi-Fi hotspot in the United States.
Our vision is about building a community where families want to live and businesses want to locate.
We see that as a great potential enhancement for future growth in the city.
Still remember that epic comeback last year. The Reavers down 2-0 to Indian Hills. Big Blue rallies, outguts the Warriors in 5. Iowa Western heads to Nationals for the 10th year in a row. But that was last year. It's a new season, new players, new rosters, etc., etc., etc. But it's Indian Hills, and it's Jam the Gym night, making it a night to remember. Here's IDUB TV student Batlin Brady Engel.
They're jamming the gym as number 4 Iowa Western gets set to take on 13th ranked Indian Hills. First set on the attack early, but Caitlin Cooper's spike is blocked. Warriors begin the match on a 4-0 run. Weavers trying to get on the board, and do on a block by Cooper and Alyssa Skovanek, 4-1 Hills. Later in the set, Larissa Focosi sets it for Abby Bergston, who blasts it across the net, 17-14 home team. Iowa Western still putting on pressure. Bergston hits it toward the back line, and it's too hot to handle. Reavers take the first set, 25-17.
Number 10,
Second set, coming off of some great passing. Cooper finds the opening in the defense. The freshman finishes with 11 kills, 5-4 Big Blue. Later in the set, the visitors try to send it over. Reavers with the block. Iowa Western with 18 blocks on the night. Reavers trying to finish the set. And they do as Cooper sends it off blockers and down. IW leads 2-0. Iowa Western leads 10-9 in the third set before ripping off 5 straight points. Warriors can't handle it. The 4th-ranked team in the nation looking to put the game to bed, and it does. Reavers block Indian Hills 3-0.
We were able to set up our offense and get some good plays going, and we passed really consistently. It was basically the only consistent thing we did all night, so it was good to see that we could get a good first contact to help our offense out.
Well, we had a pep talk in the intermission, and Coach just told us keep our energy up even if the other team is flat, just keep pushing, working together, and I think that's what held us together.
I think at the beginning, like the first set, first time playing in front of a big crowd, first time at home, some of us had the jitters, so I think we're just getting used to playing again in front of our crowd. I think we kind of got that out, and then a lot of good coaching advice, and we figured out the shots we had to hit, the kind of defense we had to play, and I think we executed that pretty well.
Iowa Western takes round 1 from the Warriors. The rematch is set for Tuesday, October 11th at Indian Hill. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Brady Engel.
Thanks, Brady. Now that was a big one. Of course, it always is when the Reavers climb the hills, and it doesn't matter what sport. Okay, now what about the next match? Letdown City?
The Reavers are on a hot streak, winning 5 matches in a row. First set, Big Blue gets rolling early. Abby Bergston with the kill. The home team goes on a 12-0 run. Later, Larissa Focosi flicks it over to win the set 25-7.
Don't lose the effort, focus, energy, all that.
Late in the second set, tied at 22, Abby Bergston with the kill. The sophomore finishes with 12 Ks. Set point, Caitlin Cooper soars and sends down one of her 12 kills. Reavers win set 2, 25-22. Third set, home team up 16-10. Caitlin Cooper gets the block. The freshman finishes with 5 blocks. Match point, Katrina Shull gets the job done. Reavers win the set 25-13 in the match, 3-0.
I think tonight was good because we held ourselves to some pretty high standards, and the teams, we had some good rallies and good scrappy plays from both teams, and we were just able to execute and not make a lot of mistakes, and that's something that we need regardless of who's playing on the other side.
Well, it's a good opportunity for us because that's when we can improve in the stuff we need to, and execute on what we need to execute and make it even better.
Big Blue finishes the day with another 3-0 sweep against Central in the nightcap. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Ben Smith.
Meanwhile, in high school action, one of the top class 4A teams in the state looking to add to the win column. And it does. 7th-ranked Lewis Central's now won 8 of its last 9. Last year's state semifinalists sit at 13-5. Number 9 St. Albert looking good at 13-2. Abe Lincoln and its first-year head coach under 500. Thomas Jefferson and its second-year head lady 6-12. Next up, our play of the week, outside or inside. Big Blue on the road. What's the score on the other side? You know, one thing we can always count on this time of year: the sun will come up and the Iowa Western soccer teams will never go down. At least if you go by their records year in and year out, it sure seems to look that way, and this year is no exception. First up, the men hit the road for two, including a big one at M-Town. Iowa Western shuts out Nyack 3-0. The number 13 Tigers then blanked the Reavers at Marshalltown 2-0. Now, after the match, veteran head coach Jordan Carver said his team showed more character in the second half, which is a good sign. And I'm sure Big Blue and M-Town, not the last time they'll see each other when it's all said and done. Next up, our play of the week. Outside, inside. What's it gonna be? Thomas Jefferson has a field day with Sioux City West. Running back Cameron Baker all over the field. The super sophomore here, 68 yards to pay dirt. Now Bacon, 13 carries for 267 yards, and this barn burner. The Yellow Jackets' Cameron Baker with our play of the week. So, bada bing, bada boom. Another one into the record books. Now, seasons are changing. It's getting a little cooler, but the Bluffs Sports Zone rolls on. Now remember, as always, to keep it here for more news and information in your community by tuning in to the Council Bluffs News with Aaron Zach. And so, for this latest edition of the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm J.J. Davis, and as always, I'll see you around.